Yes, guys, so we have finally made it. We are finally back again for another one. The very first out of 2 reactions I'll be dropping on this YouTube platform. So welcome to Brbptv, guys. Be real, be positive television. I'm about Miss Slicks. And with that said, guys, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Click the thumbs up button. I would appreciate that 150 billion%. And of course, with that said, let us get into the vibrations for today. Don't forget, guys, to click the thumbs up button. It's very easy to do. Click the thumbs up button, guys. Click. All right. Anyways, brothers and sisters, let's get into the vibrations for today. Right there. Now, guys, I saw this thing circulating on Facebook, brothers and sisters. While I was on Facebook, I saw this thing. If you guys want to find me on Facebook, type in Mr. Licks. You will see me there. But of course, I saw this thing on Facebook, and of course, I'm just gonna show a snippet of it. Let me take out that thing there. All right. I don't want to get copyrighted. But guys, as you can see, an individual is somehow painting, and I think this is the is it the Grand 4? No, this is actually the Warner bus stop, brothers and sisters. This is the Warner bus stop, and I saw this thing right there, and I think that is a wonderful job. Individuals coming together to try to do something nice and so forth and so forth. I'm not sure if these individuals are dressed in the labor shirt. I saw 2 individuals dressed in red shirt, or is it just the Christmas spirit? You know, when the Christmas spirit, people dress in red and white. So I don't know if that is the case. I see the red, I see the white. Maybe that guy is feeling like Santa Claus and wants to do something rather interesting for his community in Warner. But brothers and sisters, there's something I must point out right there. There's a writing on the video. Right there, brothers and sisters. There's a writing on the video, and it's entitled, "Not what your country can do for you. It is what you can do for your country. God bless Dominica." So when I saw this, I was like, okay, so we're doing the jobs that the individuals who you pay taxes should be doing. You're saying, that way these folks, we're giving taxes to them, you know. That way these folks, and let us do it ourselves. So what is the point of paying taxes, brothers and sisters? It is indicated right there, not what your country, oh, look, the third one, okay. Not what your country can, let me zoom in on that shit and see. What exactly is there? Monty construction. Okay, all right then. Need I say more? It's not Christmas season. Anyways, brothers and sisters, indicated right there, not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. Brothers and sisters, if John F. Kennedy was the one who made that statement, and I think he made it in somewhere 1960 something, 1961, 1962, thereabout, brothers and sisters. He made that statement on the basis of freedom. It has nothing to do with painting and doing stuff in your country. This is why you pay taxes. You pay taxes for the people to do it. It's best you keep the taxes and can do the stuff. It doesn't make sense for you to be going out there doing the jobs that the individuals who are in charge, who you pay money to do things for you, to organize people to do these things. You then have to pay taxes, and then you have to pay more money for you to go and do these things. Buy the paint yourself, all these things for you to do it. That doesn't make any sense, brothers and sisters. And you need to take things into context. When they say ask, and the very beginning is ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. Brothers and sisters, that is the indication right there. And that is the indication on freedom. And I don't think people understand this a lot. So if it's an indication of freedom, man, instead of trying to put all your hope in your country to do or to ensure that your freedom is what you are doing for your country to maintain its freedom. That is what it's for. Actually went to do an article, do a little research on that. I shouldn't be doing this, but this is Brbptv. And of course, indicated right there, in the long history of the world, only a few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its hour of maximum danger, brothers and sisters. In its hour of maximum danger. This is John F. Kennedy saying, "I do not shrink from this responsibility. I welcome it. I do not believe that any of us would exchange places with any other people or any other generation." He's talking about the American people and defending their freedom. The energy, the faith, the devotion which we bring to this endeavor will light our country and all who serve it. They're talking about ensuring freedom. Well, we'll get to that, brothers and sisters. And the glow from that fire can truly light the world. And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. My fellow citizens of the world, ask not what America will do for you, but what together we can do for the freedom of man. Now, brothers and sisters, when all this thing is happening in Dominica, realize our freedom is slowly being taken for us, so the people cannot even talk. That is what it is stating there. Do not depend on your government officials. This is one of the reasons why the America has the right to bear arms. Because sooner or later they know it is huge. There's a huge possibility where the government will turn against the people. So in the very constitution, they gave them the right to bear arms, brothers and sisters. So in case the government decides to become tyrants, the people, the American people, can defend themselves against the tyranny of the very government. It is very clear what we said in Dominica. I understand you saying to put it, no, brothers and sisters, this is why you pay taxes for these individuals to do. If you want to do it for yourself, great. But the basis of asking not what your country can do for you is so that you can ensure that your country has freedom. And when we've seen what is clearly taking place across Dominica, brothers and sisters, Dominica is slowly and surely reducing its freedom, where the people have to go and beg to even get a little house. But you have to stay loyal, you have to stay faithful, you have to shut your mouth so you can get the house. Because we have reduced, the government has reduced the ability of the economy for it not to be for it not to be able to produce output where the individuals, the citizens, them can become truly independent. How on earth we have one of the highest record-breaking amount of monies received from CBI, and Dominica is doing the poorest it has ever been, the poorest ever it has been. Make it make sense, brothers and sisters. How on earth we have so much monies from CBI coming in, and we're not building factories? How on earth we see in the budget plans, brothers and sisters, when they say, okay, $15 million, I don't think that is anywhere close to the amount that is actually needed to boost up Dominica when it comes down to the agricultural industry. But you're saying you put in $15 million for agriculture, and you're only using about 10% of that. You're only using about 10% of what you stated in the budget, what needed to be done. That's one of the things that the opposition in parliament at present is stating. They said, how you saying you have a budget at this amount and you're not utilizing it, and then you come in again to make a new budget just for you to not utilize it? It doesn't make sense. So it has nothing to do with the service, brothers and sisters, on the base. Let me take that back. It has nothing to do with the service on the basis of doing things in the community. When you pay taxes for the people in positions that you're paying taxes to hire the right set of people to do things, it is supposed to be on the basis of freedom, brothers and sisters. It is on the basis of freedom and maintaining your true freedom. Freedom of speech, freedom of action, freedom of religion, brothers and sisters. When people are taking away these things for you, especially freedom of speech, then you are not, that doesn't apply. That needs to be applied so that your freedom of speech doesn't be affected. You see the country going down the drain. You talking and say, hey guys, the country going down the drain. The leaders that be saying, hey, you cannot be talking about these things. Even their own people, when their own people are starting to wake up. I remember this guy crying, saying, hey, last I feel in the blood. What about people who making less than me and crying? Then come in and say, I will still vote back the same party that put in the same oppression on the people. That doesn't make any sense to me, brothers and sisters, because you are truly defeating that of which we have read. Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country, and that is on the basis of its freedom. Not on doing things in the neighborhood. If you want to do things in the neighborhood, fine, that's fair. But the mere fact that you have to be doing things in the neighborhood means that your country is not doing what it's supposed to be doing. So apparently we're supposed to be doing for the country, and the country not doing what it's supposed to be doing for us. When that is the whole point of putting leaders in positions so they can do things for the people. This is why the statement is made, ask not what your country can do for you, because there will be times that your country will fail you. So ask what you can do for your country on the basis of freedom, ensuring that you have a right to vote, ensure you have a right to speech, ensure you have the rights given by God as a human. Remember, the Constitution is not written to give man rights, you know. The Constitution all across the world was written to ensure that man knows God-given right to man. That's why there's freedom of expression, freedom of speech, brothers and sisters. We have to keep this in mind. So making posts, oh, not what your country can do for you, what you can do for you, that doesn't make any sense to me. Otherwise, you should not be paying taxes. If you're not paying taxes, then you can do these things. You pay taxes for a reason. But do you think you're paying taxes and then you have to pay, you have to then put more money to do things for your country? People, all you must take things in context. It's kind of like the Bible, the same way for the Bible. Man just taking all verse and just taking it out of context. Or saying, oh, the Bible condones slavery. When the Bible clearly indicates there's two types of slavery. Those who gave themselves up as a result of them being poor, or they have debts owed to individuals, so they gave themselves up to slavery. Servants, brothers and sisters, just like we have today. We have public servants, we have private servants. Working 9 to 5, enslaving, being in jobs that you don't want to do, but you're doing it because you want to make a little money so you can survive. Especially in Dominica, you surviving on the little salaries that are being given to you. You are a servant to the job. What do you think they tell you? If you don't come, you're not getting paid, you'll get fired. So you have to bow down to the very people that are giving you these jobs. So what is the point of paying taxes, brothers and sisters, and you have to go back and do the thing that it's best you fire these people? It's best you fire them. They're not doing the jobs that they're supposed to be doing. Fire them forthwith, brothers and sisters. Fire them forthwith. So remember that, brothers and sisters, when people want to make quotes and say, oh, this is what they think. Oh, the other part of the Bible was the punishment of servants. When people don't want to listen to God and what God say, oh, do this, do that. No. Look at the Israelites in the great book. They didn't listen and they end up, 400 years of slavery in Egypt. That's how it happened, brothers and sisters. Disobedience. They didn't listen after Joseph. Well, Papa, I kind of know a lot of history in certain things there, so they connect, brothers and sisters. So it's not what you're doing there. If you're paying your taxes and the people who are supposed to do these things should be doing the jobs and they're not doing it, you are doing a disservice. It is nice that you're doing it. Great, don't get me wrong, It's nice, but you're doing a disservice by further propelling the narrative that you are the ones who are supposed to be doing these things and not the ones who you put in position so that can pay the right set of people to do these things. You are doing a disservice. I know it sounds nice, looks nice. Oh yes, we painting bus stop. Oh great. Brothers and sisters, you are doing a disservice to that of which you are doing. Where you're supposed to really put your foot down is when you know that our freedom is being infringed upon in Dominica. It's been infringed. We have all sorts of monies coming in, no factories being built and nobody asking a question. They going out there saying, hey guys, we want to be bowling alley. We want to build thing. Nothing wrong with that. But how does that benefit the people? You benefit the people on the basis of entertainment. This is probably what are happening all over the Dominica right now, Entertainment. Oh, let's entertain you, entertain. Go on this, go there, this and that. The entertainment for on. I know it's this season, but brothers and sisters, we have to know what our priority is. If we don't know what our priority is, entertaining ourselves will put us back in the same position, especially when we forget what has been happening to us. To where our leaders are so comfortable to just make joke, turn into the behind, turn into the Mr. X reacts later on, brothers and sisters. Tune into that one. We'll get into that in a while. So be mindful, brothers and sisters, and use all your brain. It's not everything people say, oh, you must take things in context. It was the basis of individuals giving themselves up so that individuals could have freedom. That is what it means. The fight for freedom. It has nothing to do with, hey, let me go and paint a building block. It has nothing to do with that. You pay taxes for a reason so that the people who pay taxes for can then hire the right set of people to do things in the community that need to be done. You're just putting yourself in double trouble. It's like I giving them money to do so. I giving somebody money to do something for me and the person not doing it. So I have to take on another set of money for me to go and do the same thing that I paying them money for. There's a psychological thing to this. Where people now feel entitled, where the government then say, oh, why they can't do this? Entitled because the people are then putting this thing on the government, like the government don't have to do nothing, is we have to do it. No, brothers and sisters, you're getting it wrong. You're getting it wrong. That's why you pay taxes, brothers and sisters. Anyways, let's move along. There's this indication of the whole life-taking vibes that took place in the Coulbri region, brothers and sisters, South-Korea region. Anyways, let's check it out. Would that you know, easy now.
I indicated to him that we should get the chief of police to lead the investigation.
Okay, so he's talking about getting the chief of police to lead the investigation. We know the chief of police, it's a failure. It's absolute failure, brothers and sisters. One of the things that Dominica is lacking is preventative measures. They want to wait for something to happen, and even if something happens, they might not even do anything. Just like the individual who had to bring the hole in the road in Bayfront, saying, hey guys, there's a big hole in Bayfront. A big hole in Bayfront. They know the hole there. But somebody had to come and tell them, hey guys, that day, before they try to do something about it. There's no preventative understanding. Anyways, let's continue right here.
Which is an extraordinary matter. And the Chief Police has assigned, in his estimation, the best investigator the country has at the disposal of the police at this time to investigate the matter.
Dominica has no investigation, police investigators. They have none. They have none, brothers and sisters. A number of persons have lost a number of things. I know these individuals personally lost a number of things. They went out to the police, said, okay, we'll write a report. When you see the bap, and it just went cold turkey after that. This is not the first time. I was one of them. I remember an incident that took place. I went to the police to organize the thing, and it just went cold turkey after that. Where the investigators, where the people who sidetrack and they say, hey, let me go and do this. Where is that? The police station in St. Joseph get robbed. That's to tell you how backward Dominica is. It's unfortunate, but it's true. The police station, how you have the audacity to go and rob a police station? Boy, you mad. Because obviously there are weaknesses. Not weaknesses, you know, like you seen. Weaknesses, the opposite of strength. Weaknesses, brothers and sisters, that they refuse to address. And when somebody did take advantage of the weaknesses, they come in to pretend, hey lass, what happened in there? And then the welfare have to come and say, hey guys, whoever decide to take the ammunitions and the weaponries and stuff in the police, bring it back, please. Let me continue. Anyways, we're not talking about that. We're talking about Jonathan incident.
I also, while out, convened a meeting with the Minister of National Security, the Permanent Secretary of National Security, the Permanent Secretary of Foreign Affairs, and the Chief of Police, who are instructed to make immediate and direct contact with the Canadian High Commissioner and to seek the assistance of the Royal Canadian Mountain Police to help investigate the matter.
That's how all you're not gonna get nowhere. All you're not going to get nowhere. All you're not going to get nowhere. It's unfortunate that I'm saying this, but I know all you can get nowhere.
And we have been.
But let's hope there are cameras and stuff that were in the area when things happen. Because we need to get to the bottom of this. The investigation. When I'm talking about getting nowhere, I'm talking about the Dominican, the individuals he mentioned here, outside of the foreign individuals. Dominicans get nowhere.
The police rather had been in touch with the liaison, as much as the liaison officer who is based in Barbados, Coulbri to help us assist with the investigation.
So even Barbados have a bet. That's all. Let me continue.
I can also say to you that they are also seeking advice and support from the RCMP based in Canada to help investigate the matter. I
wonder if they was asked for Dominican police to come and investigate or in other Caribbean countries. Do they do these things? I mean, maybe they everybody's friend. Oh, everybody's friend. Maybe they call in the Dominican police to help in the investigation. What kind of training they doing now? I will never forget, brothers and sisters. I will never forget. And the police, I remember talking to the police about that and she tell me, right. I tell them, on camera, a man robbed a woman in Roseau. On camera. Kalai was passing, so we see Kalai face pass in the camera. And I remember some months had passed and I went back to ask lady, was the thing? She tell me no.
In less than 12
on camera, we? Boy.
hours of this crime taking place, the police brought in 3 people into custody. And some hours later, a 4th person was taken into custody. And in less than 72 hours, charges were proffered on 2 individuals and brought before the magistrate court.
The 2 white individuals.
And now we remand the
the alleged hitman and the Jonathan individual.
So these are some actions that we've taken. But let me...
It wasn't like anything, brothers and sisters. I mean, you look at the little evidence that you have and realize that these guys are two individuals of suspect. You are innocent until proven guilty here. But when you've seen burn marks and all those kind of things there, and you know that these guys are the problem, obviously, you realize, hey, most likely it's those two individuals that were there. So you had the process of omission taking place. So you arrive to the two individuals most likely to do these things. It's not any big thing. Anybody could have done that in the community. Hey, there was something happening. Oh, they have burn mark. How did you get that burn mark? What was that? You know, all these kind of things there.
Also, could you ask me a question? May I address some of the falsehoods that people are peddling in the public domain? I've known Mr. Lango since 2004. As a matter of fact, I worked with him on the Humane Society that he led, treating with stray dogs and animals in Dominico. And his office was based somewhere around the Granby bus stop. And I visited him several times. And I visited his construction site where he had the first building. If people asked, it was the minister for tourism and all around the coast. And since then, he and I have had a very close connection. As a matter of fact, we exchanged many plants. And the last plant he gave me about 4 months ago was a Bismarck palm, which I will plant at my residence, the property in Bakers soon.
Well, you're good friends. Okay, that's nice.
After the hurricane, we worked very closely together because they require certain approvals and considerations from the Prime Minister to mobilize the resources that they could get. And
do you apply that to the local average man who needs resources and, like, for example, bringing stuff on the port, you know, things that Dominica doesn't have, you know? I still think that the girl, the cranberry girl, she probably still don't get her juice yet now. I haven't heard any report or anything like that. Nobody sent me nothing, so I'm guessing maybe she still hasn't gotten that yet. So maybe she did. We struggle.
And of course, we gave him a national award this year in recognition and appreciation of his investments in Nominee and so forth. And this is where we are. A few days after, I made contact with Alexander, who I know is associated with the property, and who also gave me contact to a lady who is in charge of managing the property. And I suggested I would come, but they indicated that they'd like to meet with me before I visit so that they could share with me certain things. And this is where we are. What I've said to people who are genuinely emotional about the death of Mr. Lango and his partner,
his wife,
is to disabuse their minds about government could have prevented this. This is foolishness.
I think government could have, knowing the kind of character of the other individual, would pretty much let you know, especially considering that these people were bringing hell. I'm talking about the Coulbri people, you know. I'm talking about the other set of people. They were bringing hell on the local citizens that were passing on the road. They were bringing all sorts of troubles. Not just the local people, but the tourism as well, tourist individuals. When you're doing background check on people, you have to find out, are they good with neighbors and all this kind of thing. Not true, before you bring them in the country and do chaos. These people are bringing hell on people. It's not my words that they know. These are people that live in there that message me, said, but them people was troublesome. We even have a video evidence of it. So doing due diligence process, understanding the kind of people who these people are, would help. And understanding what is alleged that this individual was also in the Panama Papers. For what reason, we don't know. But when you're in the Panama Papers, obviously you involved in some shady vibes. You're trying to hide something. True or false?
You know, it reminds me of the death of Lazarus. When Jesus was called and he came before this.
Lazarus was troubling those people. Lazarus was troubling those local people. So it reminding you of Lazarus, so you decide to just give a story because it's biblical, really?
And his sister said, you know, had you been there, my brother would have died. You know, and for anybody to say that would be justifying the heinous murder of his twin.
What? Who would say that to you if you was there? Individuals over social media are saying, if you had properly done due diligence, as you said, the Dominica has the most robust due diligence program, and then you have a set of criminals that end up in it. A set of criminals, not just owning Dominican passports, you know, but being given diplomatic passports by you. Because you are the only one that can authorize diplomatic passports and making individuals ambassadors. Not true? So how on earth they end up getting the diplomatic passports, knowing that if you just did a simple Google search, I remember Al Jazeera was saying that very thing, and the individuals involved in the exposing corruption across the world. They say a simple Google search would have indicated that these individuals were involved in certain things, yet still they were able to obtain our passports and our diplomatic passports. Really? And the Dominicans in the South are vexed. I myself, I never know how loved these Coulbri people were. Apparently, these Coulbri people did wonderful things in the place. And there comes a CBI agent or CBI individual, whoever he is, and bringing havoc to the very people that look like him. Human beings doesn't change, it seems. We always say, oh, black people fighting black people. But white people fighting white people right in Dominica. And then white people fighting local people, Dominican people, and tourists in their own, well, the tourists not in the country, but local people in their own country. I think that says a lot. Maybe you did a background check to find out how these individuals were relating with people, then you most likely find out these things. I don't think this will be online, but if you didn't do diligence process, their references and whatnot would pretty much say, hey, you know, you do a little background check before you give people certain things. Next people coming in Dominica and doing craziness. I mean, how can you take a life? How you come from foreign and come down in a foreign country and taking life as if nothing going to happen? But then again, it comes down to the judicial process, because maybe they're checking about wait, people can do things in Dominica and get away. I wouldn't be surprised if these guys get away from it. No, brothers and sisters, I wouldn't be surprised. It's unfortunate, but I wouldn't be surprised if these guys get away from it. Because most likely they felt like it was okay for them to do a thing. They felt comfortable, so comfortable, that it's alleged that they brought a hitman down to Dominica. I don't know what kind of hitman that man, there must be a renter hitman that there. Because when you come in and you have, it seems like what you have evidence on you. Well, I don't think the alleged hitman had it, but the main person was probably trying to do something, you know. I mean, what going on in there? Boy, the heart of man is deceitfully above all, desperately wicked, we boy. People who are loved in the community. That's all I'm going to do nothing.
I think our focus of the country should be on ensuring that the state apparatus is moved to ensure a successful prosecution of those who are responsible for these murders.
Well, this is why you say you're bringing in the foreign individuals, which of course I think is a good thing. But how far will that go? How far will it go? Like I said before, brothers and sisters, I have no faith when it comes down to that system on the basis of these guys will be prosecuted. I have no faith. Guys, we will see how that unfolds. Hopefully I am wrong. Hopefully I want to be wrong in this, where justice is served. I want to be wrong, brothers and sisters. Anyways, let's continue.
And some of the people who I hear and I see trying to have meetings this afternoon and tomorrow, these are the same people who used to confront me back in the days in the early 2000s, who accused me of giving Mr. Langmore their properties in the mountains, and accused me of building roads for Mr. Langmore, etc.
So who build the roads and give them properties? What's the answer? What I know, no guys.
Same people. I understand that people were genuinely concerned, and so what we'll be doing with the people there is to ensure that the hotel can continue to be operated, and I've given them the assurance that the government will do everything within the law.
Who have you given the assurance? Who was the next in line to be the caretaker of Coulbri? Who was next in line? Is it the government? If it is the government, let me not get into conspiracy theories, right? Let's continue.
To facilitate whatever request they have, to ensure that the jobs can be sustained and maintained, and the hotel can continue to function.
Who is gonna be running it? Will it be Dominica? Because if you have CBI and two individuals alone are the ones who are the caretakers of that place, and they are the obtained passports or whatever, brothers and sisters, they are now citizens of Dominica, and they are the ones running it. Maybe their family has no clue. Maybe they don't even have family. Who is the next caretaker? Would it go back to the government? And if it goes back to the government,
the lasting memory of Mr. Longwell and his party. I try not to speak about those things because that's a misstep. But if in this country we have to make everything political, and then we provide the candidate and press all kinds of false news.
What? So what they're saying all over the world when it comes to that situation is false? Which, brothers and sisters, you guys can go all over there, all over. It gets all over to international media what took place in Dominica. He said providing falsehoods. Can any one of you guys point out to me what was indicated in any of the articles that were false? He said they're providing falsehoods. I don't think the Prime Minister knows it's falsehood.
And that's saying that Mr. Jonathan is a government insider. I only met Jonathan twice at my office.
So that means you guys are dealings. You might have invited him twice to your office, but you might have been by him several times.
In the very early days when he came to Dominica, I've never been to his property.
Okay, you see, he's never been to his property. That's what he said.
I've never had coffee with him, and people know I love coffee. But I have coffee with you. I have no association with you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So never.
But you are the one that approved. You are the one that approved the whole CBI dealings now. Not you are the ones that approved the whole CBI dealings. For example, when they say the Lauren Barnes lady had some sort of, she did it on her own. She did it on her own, really? I mean, come on. I mean, come on. Blaming everybody else but yourself.
I can tell you I have a very close relationship with Mr. Lam on a number of fronts. As a matter of fact, he was in fact advising me on the solar system to employ my house and building in Mandela, and visit my property about 4 times to advise me. And even on my swimming pool, he said to me, move away from chlorine and
Anyways, guys, so apparently he's saying he knew the individuals that passed away, and he apparently did not know the other individual that well. But the other individual apparently was engaged in CBI. Guys, what are your thoughts, man? These are just my thoughts. What are your thoughts on the matter? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below, guys. And of course, tune in for the next reaction I'll be doing a bit later on today. Okay, guys, tune in for that vibrations. Right, give this video a thumbs up if you understand it. If you want to see more, definitely subscribe to this here channel, guys, so you can get all our vibrations. Definitely click subscribe, click the bell, and then click all, so be notified when I drop all my videos right there and then. So boy, Mr. Licks on this here Brbptv. Remember, guys, be real, be positive.